Carlito's Way is a 1993 American crime film directed by Brian De Palma, based on the novels Carlito's Way and After Hours by Judge Edwin Torres. The film stars Al Pacino as Carlito Brigante, a Puerto Rican criminal who vows to go straight and to retire in paradise. However, his criminal past proves difficult to escape, and he unwittingly ends up being dragged into the same activities that got him in prison in the first place. Today, we bring you 10 things you didn't know about Carlito's Way. Welcome to the Life Television. Tell him, KK.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Number 10. Pacino and the author had history. New York State Supreme Court Judge Edwin Torres made a lot of money selling the movie rights to his book. Judge Torres and Al Pacino actually crossed paths before making the movie in New York City. Pacino was one of the first people to read Torres' book. I showed him the books in the gallery. It was just predestined. Number 9. Carlito was based on 3 people. Only Torres knows who Carlito was patterned after. Carlito Brigante is based on 3 people that Torres knew, but he could never reveal who they were because of their criminal histories. Torres also said that Kleinfeld was based on actual attorneys that he encountered over the years. 3 lawyers I knew personally have been murdered in situations not dissimilar to Kleinfeld's. Number 8. Director De Palma did not want to make another gangster movie. Director Brian De Palma is known for classic gangster movies such as Scarface. By the time De Palma received the screenplay for Carlito's Way, he wasn't sure if he wanted to make another gangster movie. I didn't even want to read it. I didn't want to return to this terrain again, he said. Number 7. John Leguizamo turned down De Palma 4 times. Leguizamo played the memorable Bronx native Benny Blanco after De Palma let him create his own character. He told the AV Club that he turned the director down 4 times because he felt it wasn't enough of a part. So he let me improvise my ass off. I totally went off. I created this character, you know? All the bizarre backstory, that he's a go-getter who can't wait to meet Pacino. I think it was the first time I really felt that I had found myself in movies. That was a great time. I always loved De Palma because Carlito's Way was where I found myself in film. Number 6. Sean Penn said yes to Carlito's Way so that he can direct The Crossing Guard. Penn had written The Crossing Guard but had trouble getting the studios to finance it. Then De Palma, his director on 1989's Casualty of War, called him late one night. I needed a chunk of change because I had a kid now and I had bills to pay. And the part Brian was offering me in Carlito's Way was a good one. Plus it was with Al Pacino, whom I love, so I did that. And then eventually I was able to set up The Crossing Guard. Number 5. Penn and De Palma did not always get along. He's an operatic movie maker, so the reality level is somewhere off in De Palmaville. And to get a hold of it is impossible, Penn claimed in 1996. How to serve him is hard to get a grasp on, so it could become confrontational, and it did to a degree on Carlito's Way. He also said that working with Pacino was something he loved. Number 4. World Trade Center Shootout. A planned World Trade Center shootout had to be changed at the last minute. I had elaborate storyboards of this whole shootout on the escalators that were in the World Trade Center, De Palma said. I spent weeks and weeks photographing it, and a couple days before we were about to shoot, they blew it up. The epic shootout scene took place in Grand Central Station and said. Number 3. Benny Blanco heroin. Benny Blanco made an unexpected impact. After the movie opened, bags of heroin called Benny Blanco were dealt all over the streets of New York City. Number 2. The studio wanted to make the movie shorter. Universal Pictures asked De Palma if the movie could be cut down from its 2-hour and 25-minute length, since a shorter time would ensure more showings in theaters. But De Palma knew a release date was already in place. De Palma told Universal, hey guys, do you want me to make the movie open November 8th, or do you want me to figure out how to make 20 minutes out of it? The release date obviously won out. Number 1. Pacino and Penelope Miller got very close. When asked about the alleged romantic relationship she had with her co-star, Miller shrugged and answered, it's not a secret, and I'm not ashamed of it. Miller added that the two tried to keep the relationship discreet for the sake of the movie. Carlito's Way is a classic film that told the gangster story with great performances, great direction, and wonderful writing. This movie has gone on to impact culture and remain a cult classic.